will literally, if you've got someone within your party that says, no, I'm not going to vote for that, they will literally attack them
Yeah.
within their own party, attack them and threaten them and use those things to get what they want. And so, I mean, it's very, very possible that Helen was very persuaded, not understanding
She worked really
what
hard.
was going to.
I don't want to take anything away from what she did do.
Absolutely.
So we are so appreciative of the bill that she put forth
Absolutely.
for us here.
Yeah, she got on board.
And she did. I mean, she worked hard on that. She did.
Especially as a freshman.
Yes. I mean,
and we've also found out that seniority goes a long way.
It does.
New members down there, they start out in last place on everything. And
it's a swamp.
It's that whole mechanism down there is designed, number one, to kill bills, but it's also designed to give those senior members more playtime.
Right. Well, Craddock definitely has he's got a lot of playtime for sure, right?
Yes. I think what happened here is that she was, by the way, there was so many days where she literally was up for over 24 hours or maybe even 36 hours. As a woman in my 50s, I don't know if I could have kept up with that pace, because I know what that would do to my body. So I will give some grace on the fact that she voted for something that's actually against us, even though she didn't realize it. Heck, we didn't even know it existed. But I think that it was intentionally done by Brooks Landgraf. And Helen is very polite and very sweet and very kind.
Yes.
And she's not going to say anything against Mr. Landgraf.
The only thing I'll say, and I'm going to say this in a broad spectrum when it comes to our state representatives, or anyone voting on behalf of the Texas people, is there needs to be more responsibility and accountability to say that, you know what, I didn't read this bill, and non-vote.
Yeah.
Non-vote.
Don't vote.
Right. It's a non-vote. It's you can abstain from voting.
Yes.
And I think it's the responsible decision when you have not researched it yourself or have not gotten all the details and you don't have all the facts, is to step back and abstain from voting.
Well, in this session, what was also happening was people weren't coming and they were having their friends vote for them. And so that was exposed by Representative Brian Harrison. And so there was a lot of shenanigans that got exposed this session. And none of us sitting here knew anything about any of that. Troy and I just talked about this earlier. We've learned so much about how Austin operates. I honestly wish I didn't know, because it's such a disappointment for us in law enforcement. We tell people to believe in the system.
Mm-hmm.
We tell people to have faith in their representatives and those that are serving us. Every single one of us sitting here voted for Greg Abbott every time that he's been in office. We are all drill baby drill voters.
Not everybody at the table.
Okay, well, maybe not everybody, but
one person did not vote for him, but that's okay.
But it's an eye-opening experience now, because we have begged for help. And now what we have, like with Helen, is, bless her heart, I don't know if she understands or not, but she's saying the reason that this didn't go anywhere is because it's one property. No, it's not one property.
So there was an article in the Texas Tribune that is where she makes this this false statement. So, and I think it's important to address some of the falsities so that people understand this. It was only one property, right? And people get that stuck in their head.
Yes.
So she was asked, and she did say, and Helen Kerwin did say, and was quoted answering that it was only one property. She also said that she didn't see it as a fail. With the success of having the hearing, we have elevated the awareness of PFAS. The next step is to make this statewide awareness, which you guys are really already working diligently on doing. You've been, Larry Woolley, you've been traveling all over the state, meeting with county commissioners to bring this to light.
I've presented to hundreds of county judges and county commissioners across the state. And as a result of that, it's always the same. I stand in the hall and for 30 to 45 minutes answering questions from very, very concerned county commissioners. There's been a total of 11 counties done resolutions in support of PFAS regulation in biosolids. So there's there's a growing number of counties that have just made the decision to make a statement, number one, and number two, get more involved. Ellis County, Commissioner Lewis Ponder in Ellis County, actually has conducted some testing of the raw product.
Yes.
And he got the results just 2
2
days
days
before
before.
the hearing.
Yeah.
And presented them at that
At the hearing.
And it was even more excessive in terms of levels of contamination, more so than our raw sample.
Now, ours, it was 13,000 parts per trillion for PFOS, and that was in like a little 8-ounce jar sample. His was 17,000 parts per trillion for PFOS
in Ellis County.
in Ellis County. And that's 2 years later. So the product didn't get better, it got worse.
Yeah.
And do we know of are there other known victims in any of these other counties yet?
Well,
I say yet.
Remains to be seen. And
Right.
we've
what
asked for
happens
help,
there.
Okay.
but we're not getting the help that we need because, I mean, there's a lot of testing that needs to be done. And a lot of people are reporting to us that they're being negatively impacted. And we believe them because, I mean, we see what we see here.
Well, State Representative Kerwin said she plans to reintroduce a broader version of the bill next session. She's coordinating with county judges across the state, including Ellis and Wise counties, to test land, water, and soil for PFAS. However, Kerwin says counties will need to be the go-getters on this issue. So, which honestly, I mean, it seems like the counties that have been informed are already stepping up into those
Well,
positions.
And here's the problem with that. The commissioners courts don't have any purview, any jurisdiction over land application
That's
of
right.
anything. Okay. So the decision that we as our county commissioners made to fund this testing, the initial commitment we made was for $30,000. We had to find that in our budget.
Yep.
And our county's probably more fortunate than a lot of these rural counties in the fact that
They don't have it.
they don't have it. We did. And we made that decision with a commitment to public safety and public health. Even though we have no jurisdiction over it, we needed to know, is this land application of biosolids what's causing these death losses in these cattle and in this fish? We need to know, yes or no. And there's only been, we were the first and only until Commissioner Ponder did over in Ellis County. And as far as I know, there's not been any others.
So
So,
the Office of the State Chemist is the only other one.
Right.
and isn't it true too that not every county has a Dana Ames?
No, that's
That's
absolute.
very
They
true.
don't
Very
have an
few.
environmental crimes investigator.
That's correct.
Correct.
So they're not even set up to begin with to address the environmental issues because they don't have an environmental crimes division or an investigator.
Can the counties work with each other to
Can you
borrow,
let me out?
lend, investigate? I mean, how does that? Is there
I
there
think
room in that?
I think when you talk about educating people, I think that's a win-win for everyone. I'm all for that. That's what Commissioner Woolley, Dana's gone and talked to people. I mean, well, absolutely, that's a win-win situation. But to actually go in and do the testing may be a whole different ballgame because then you run jurisdictional issues if you're looking at a criminal aspect. And let me say one more thing. I'm sorry, I get very mouthy when it comes to this. But
Right.
Hey,
So-
that's why you're
The
on the,
right-
you're on the
it's the
right
right
show,
show.
Troy.
But the commissioners went one step further. So they
Yeah,
filed
they
a
did.
declaration. And Governor Abbott could have reacted to that. Excuse
And
me.
should
Yeah, you're
have.
Could have
good, you're
reacted to that, and it would have solved some of the problems
right.
that we're
Right.
facing right now.
That's right.
But what did he do? He did nothing and ignored it. So therefore,
Well, TCEQ.
where are they going to go? Where are they going to go?
Well, he's busy trying to get
And
the school
TCEQ
voucher
is
thing
one of the most
passed.
number one
Yeah.
complained on agencies statewide. I've gotten calls from South Texas, East Texas, West Texas, and I'm not talking to them like Larry is. So the thing is I get people calling, oh gosh, yeah, we've had cattle die. What do? You got to test. Here, Dana, if it's really urgent, I give it to Dana and say, hey, talk to her. She
I've gotten over
knows.
500 calls.
And
It's
it's-
absurd.
It's sad. I mean, people should go to our website and look. I put a map up there that I found, and it's just dealing with water.
And this is on the Johnson County website.
No. It's
You
on
have a
the Texas sludge.
Oh, on your face on the.
On the
Can you
Facebook
share?
page.
Can you guys share?
So there's Texans against toxic sludge, and then there's Texans for sludge-free farms. The Texans for sludge-free farms is a public group. Texans Against Toxic Sludge is a private group, so you can send like a request to join the group, and
Okay.
and there's a lot of information that is shared about what's going on legislatively, different cases that are being reported on,
The history,
the history.
everything.
Yeah, Troy
everything.
put up a map that he found here recently, which is mind-boggling because you can go in there.
That's
It's an
fantastic.
interactive
And that's on
map.
water. That's
Yes.
not the sludge. That's not the highly concentrated. That's just
right.
the water. And remember something. We say 4 parts per trillion. Actually, the amount that's safe is 0.
That's right.
It doesn't go with 4. It goes with
Yeah.
0. That's what EPA
Right.
put out. But
There's
they
no
can't
safe
reverse
amount.
anything at this point.
Right, because it's overly contaminated.
Absolutely.
So it's you can't get that. That's why they're suing. So the city of Fort Worth filed suit against DuPont, 3M, and Chemours because their wastewater's been contaminated.
And they know that, and they take it out, and they're still dumping it in places.
I wonder, are they going to share it? And I'm
Their
sure they'll
drinking-
win.
Their drinking water.
Their drinking water's been contaminated,
At 8
and so
parts.
they
I've heard some other things on the contaminated drinking water, which we get.
Yeah.
Drinking water from Fort Worth.
Yes. Well, go to Walmart and buy Walmart brand water, guys. Look on the back of the Walmart brand water. It comes from the city of Fort Worth.
Oh wow.
Oh, you're kidding me.
No,
Bottled
I'm not.
water?
Bottled water.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wanna-
I'm telling you, that disturbed me when I seen that.
We've got a minute left, and I do want to read one of your victims was interviewed also by the Texas Tribune, and what he says is, so animals need to keep dying for 2 years, because here's the thing, this was presented to committee.
Yeah.
This bill, it cannot be it can't be presented again for 2 years.
That's
Is
right.
that correct?
That's right.
So Tony Coleman, a farmer here in Johnson County, said, we need to make sure the bill has enough testing throughout the state. I'm sorry, this is Kerwin. She said, we need to make sure the bill has enough testing throughout the state, make it a bill that has a lot of proof, scope, and some good witnesses all over the state. I mean, to me, this is enough. How many victims do you
Yeah,
need?
well, I mean, we have 56 dead cows. We have multiple fish kills. We have over 300 acres that have been contaminated. Over 300 acres.
Right.
We have 5 ponds. We have 5 victims that are having major health issues and 56 dead cows. How much more do we need?
I want to thank you, all 3 of you, for your hard work and what you're doing, and also to Helen Kerwin. I hope that she will be able to join me at some point so that we can address some of these answers. And again, have all of you on for on the next update. All right, stay mouthy.
Thank you.
From Burleson to Venus and Grandview to Godley, this is the voice of Johnson County, Joco Community Radio. Attention all business owners and creative minds. Do you need a unique and personalized touch for your products? Look no further than Romika Laser Engraving and Custom Designs. I'm Ron Phillips, co-owner of Romika Designs. We offer